you're going to take us through some of the numbers that Paulie has discovered over the last little while. But just before we do that, I wonder whether you are picking up a distinction that the population makes in terms of, kind of like the bad apples associated with this thing and the sort of genuine, well-hearted people who are just trying to make a point. Does Paulie pick up a distinction between those two groups?
Yes, she does. And the distinction, so when before the convoy, if you will, came in, there was actually a lot of sympathy for them. It was over 50% of people were sympathetic with the message of government overreach, the mandating vaccines for truckers. There's almost no support for that. There was no support for that before this even started, for mandating vaccines for truckers. I mean, people really saw that as a political thing and not a something that was necessary for public health. That was the public opinion that we saw. But after they came in, that evaporated to a large extent because of people started to see it as a Trojan, like we're coming in to fight for freedom. And when we get here, there's swastikas, there's defecating on the monuments, there's pulling down pride flags and all sorts of violent things, assaulting. People have been assaulted. So then that evaporated. So then people started to think, well, maybe this whole thing is just a Trojan. Now it's coming back where people are back to feeling that the cause itself, if people could stick to that, there is a lot of sympathy for it. We're seeing about 45% sympathy for the cause, and only about, well, today it's 18% sympathy for the actual occupiers themselves, the event. Like, so there are people who are going out to the parties and stuff like that, and that's so, which is a sizable amount. But I think it would be higher. The support would be higher if they stuck to their central message, because there are a lot of people, and that's what they've done, is they've glommed onto discontent with the mandates to fundraise. Because if they said we're going to have a rally, for a Christian rally in Ottawa, nobody would be giving money or coming. But saying that this is about human rights, etc., gave them privileged access to the city, gave them a huge following, gave them lots of money, and now people are kind of discovering that that's not entirely what it's about. And we have seen now that there are biker gangs mixed in there. Now, the sad part is, and there's sympathy coming out now for the truckers themselves, because they're actually probably the most pure-hearted of this. And residents, because they're frustrated, are going around taking pictures of their license plates and there's a class action lawsuit, but they're also using that to get access to their insurance and to rat out on them and to find their suppliers. They're getting huge fines. So probably at the end of the day, they will be financially, I think they're going to come out of this realizing that they're going to take a big financial hit, probably some economic, long-term implications, whereas the central organizers themselves probably won't. So,
do you have a distinctive percentage? You may have just given it, but I'm not sure I heard it. Do you have a distinctive percentage that Paulie picks up of those who in the city actually support reducing mandates? Is a very broad expression, but obligations to show vaccine passports, obligations to get vaccinated, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's at 45% now. It was over 50%. And here's the thing. Like, I don't think the Prime Minister has to look like he's negotiating with these people directly, but I think the premiers could help a lot by starting to relax. I think they're already thinking about relaxing some of these mandates, but there's definitely, and for some of the mandates, for example, with the travel one, where you're getting tested to go into the US or wherever, and then you might be coming back 3 days later and you have to test again. And then sometimes they're pulling you out of the line and testing you in line. You're getting 3 tests sometimes when you're traveling, where COVID is circulating in the community and they don't have enough tests to even test people who have symptoms. So it's not a public health thing anymore. It's performative. And people are also really angry, we're seeing, at political leaders, because they're saying that the Prime Minister and the Conservatives have been politicizing vaccines so much